And for that, we bring in Trish Regan, one of the best, most fearless business reporters out there. Trish, is going more woke the answer to Disney's business problems?
It's going to be a real mess because, look, Leland, they're alienating their core audience by doing this. You know, everyday American families that aren't ready to have some of these conversations with their kids at such a young age. And, you know, if people feel like we can't go to Disney and have this sort of family fun without having to get into some heavy stuff, then they're going to wind up pushing these customers away. I think that they're in a bad spot only because, look, there's a spotlight, right, on every single company and everybody out there right now. But in terms of a big company like Disney, the institutions invest in, think about what's going on in sort of the Wall Street environment by way of this ESG investing, as it's known, which is, you know, environmental, social governance. You've got to tick all these boxes. You can't be a traditional energy company. If you're Disney, you got to make sure you have a certain amount of content that's going to appeal to, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Jane, and whoever else. In other words,
just from a business standpoint, how did we get? And there's two different issues here. How do we get from businesses need to provide a safe and warm and welcoming environment for their employees? Fine, understood. To employees thinking, the business, my employer, needs to fight my political battles for me. If they don't, I somehow have the right to speak out publicly against my employer. I can just imagine when you used to work at Goldman Sachs, if you started telling the New York Post on the record with your name how upset you were with Goldman Sachs, that really would probably be the end of your employment.
Yeah, we're in a new environment. I think, by the way, if you still did that at Goldman Sachs, it would not necessarily be much appreciated. But Disney's kind of in a different camp here, and they've bowed to this wokeism, and they're going to have to continue now bowing to it. And it's going to be a problem. I mean, look, we're a capitalist society. I'm sure there's other channels out there, other content creators that can say, look, we can do family fun in a different way that might be more all-encompassing for everyday families. I think the bottom line here is for Chapek, one, he's in a tough spot. Bob Iger, don't forget, who was there for so many years and revered by so many people, even internally at the company. He's in a tough spot in that he's coming into this. And perhaps, you know, there's some groups out there that kind of smell blood, right? And they know if they keep chipping away at this and chipping away at this, they're going to get a lot of momentum, support. It may be on the fringes, but it gets covered, and it makes shareholders nervous. It makes shareholders nervous from a reputational standpoint, but also from the standpoint that, you know, what if, you know, Ma and Pa from Kansas don't want to take their kids there this year to...
You know, the question from a business standpoint, right, is do more people come to Disney World and buy Disney characters and Disney movies because of this new social justice policy and because of these new characters? Or do more people boycott and say, I'm not going to show my daughter Cinderella and I'm not going to buy Beauty and the Beast swag for my son because of whatever, and in these decisions that are made? Do you think Disney went through that calculus? Are they shrewd enough to do that, or are they just responding?
I do, actually. I think, you know, the most current stuff that you're seeing from them suggests that they did go through that calculus. And this is why they've got this PR campaign to say we're going to have more leading roles, et cetera. And again, it goes back to institutional investors, right? Big hedge funds, big pension funds saying we are going to look at everything with this environmental, social, and governance platform, ESG investing, right? And so if this company doesn't feel like it's woke enough, we're not going to invest all that money in this company. I mean, it's a really kind of messed up thing when you think about us as Americans, right? We're just sort of pure capitalists. But there's another layer to this going on that's on Wall Street right now that's problematic for companies like Disney and, you know, traditional oil companies as well.
Yeah, no, you make a great point. From an investor standpoint, you got money in a 401k. It is oftentimes hedge funds or the investment groups making decisions that you may or may not agree with in terms of what they're investing in with your money. Then comes the question, does somebody else step up and create content that families that believe in traditional values will like more and go to more and buy more of than Disney. VeggieTales net worth, Christian animated company, versus Disney. VeggieTales worth $2.45 million. Disney worth $97 billion. So at least so far, not a huge market for this. But the flip side is, and I'm wondering what the lesson in where America goes. The Daily Wire, conservative media company, used to have an advertiser named Harry's Razors. It was a subscription-based razor supply company for men. Harry's pulled their advertising because they didn't like the Daily Wire's politics. The Daily Wire launched Jeremy's Razors to compete with woke razor companies. They already have 50,000 subscriptions, which I don't have to tell you, growth is king. Would Disney and others be wise to look at this and say, gee, traditional value folks do have a pretty big pocketbook to vote with?
Sure. I mean, there's no real up-and-comer that I think can take on Disney, right? Like, just to make that clear, Disney is what Disney is. And I think Disney will always be revered, and Disney's not really going anywhere. But certainly, you know, there are a lot of content creators that can come up with family-friendly alternatives that you might see a lot of people saying, you know what, I'm going to go look at this. I want to emphasize Disney's still, you know, one of those companies that's intrinsic to sort of America. So I don't see it stumbling so badly, but it needs to figure this out. Frankly, Leland, a lot of companies need to figure this stuff out right now because they are being held hostage. You used a term which I thought was so appropriate. You said that Chapek's got himself in a woke pretzel. He does. I mean, that's exactly the problem.
You make a great point. It all comes down to money. We see the way that companies are treating Russia as it relates to their war in Ukraine versus how they're treating China. And certainly Disney is doing nothing to offend China. Trish, it was always good to chat. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.